I never imagined that the hardest part of preparing for surgery wouldn't be the fear of anesthesia, the hospital smell, or the long recovery ahead. I thought it would be the pain. I was wrong. The hardest part was realizing who in my family was truly there for me and who was. I'm a mother of twin boys, Adam and Zane, both 3 years old at the time. They are energetic, curious, and inseparable. After my husband passed away in a car accident 2 years earlier, they became my entire world. Every smile, every scraped knee, every bedtime story, it was just the three of us against everything. So when my doctor told me I needed urgent gallbladder surgery, my first thought wasn't about myself, it was about my sons. You'll need to stay in the hospital at least 4 days, the doctor said gently, and then a few weeks of rest at home, no lifting, no stress. No lifting, no stress, with twin toddlers both sounded impossible. I called my parents that same evening. I expected concern, maybe even a little panic. What I didn't expect was refusal. 4 days, my mother repeated on the phone, her voice flat. That's a long time, we're not young anymore. I know, Amy, I said softly, but they're your grandsons, I just need help for a few days. My father cleared his throat. Your brothers have their own families, we have our routine, children this young are exhausting. I felt my chest tighten. I'm not asking forever, just during the surgery and recovery, I don't have anyone else. There was a pause, then my mother said the words that still echo in my mind. You chose this life when you decided to raise them alone, you must manage it. I ended the call in silence, staring at the wall while my twins played on the floor, laughing and building towers from blocks. They had no idea their mother felt so completely abandoned. That night I cried quietly after putting them to bed. I felt weak, scared, and alone. The surgery was in a week, I had no plan. The next day, my grandfather came to visit. He was in his late 70s, a tall man with silver hair and kind but sharp eyes. He had always been a calm presence in our family, the type who spoke little but whose words carried weight. He noticed my swollen eyes immediately. What's wrong, Beta? He asked. I hesitated, then told him everything, the surgery, the twins, and my parents' refusal. He listened without interrupting, his jaw tightening slightly. They refused, he asked quietly. I nodded. They said it's my responsibility, that they're too tired. He didn't say anything else, just patted my hand and left soon after. I assumed he was thinking, maybe even upset, but I never imagined what he would do next. 2 days later, my parents called and told me to come over. Their tone was strange, formal, almost nervous. When I arrived with the twins, the entire family was there. My uncles, aunts, cousins, and grandpa sitting at the head of the living room, his cane resting against the chair. Sit, he said calmly. The room went quiet. He looked at my parents first. When your daughter needed you most, you turned your backs. My mother opened her mouth, but he raised his hand. No excuses. When her husband died, she didn't abandon her children. When she struggled, she didn't run. Yet you, her own parents, refused to help for even a few days. My father shifted uncomfortably. Do you remember, Grandpa continued, when you were young and sick and your mother stayed awake all night beside your bed? Did she ever say, this is your choice, your problem? Silence. He turned to me and then to my twins, who were sitting on the carpet, unaware of the tension. These children lost their father, their mother is about to go into surgery, and the people who should be her strongest support chose comfort over compassion. My mother's eyes filled with tears. Grandpa's voice softened, but his words were even stronger. Family is not about convenience. It is about standing together when it is difficult. If you cannot care for your own daughter and grandchildren for a few days, then what kind of family are you claiming to be? No one spoke. Then he said the words that changed everything. I will take care of the children. Everyone looked at him in shock. Abu, you're old, my father protested. You can't handle twins alone. Grandpa straightened his back. I am old, but my heart is not weak, and I will not let my granddaughter face this alone. He turned back to my parents. You will help me, you will take turns, you will cook, clean, and watch these children, not because you are forced, but because it is your duty. My parents' faces were pale, they nodded slowly. On the day of my surgery, Grandpa arrived early at my apartment. He brought homemade soup, prayer beads, and a calm smile. Go without fear, he said, your children are safe. During my hospital stay, he visited every day, sometimes with the twins, sometimes alone. He would sit by my bed and tell me stories from his youth, making me laugh when I wanted to cry. And at home, my parents did exactly what he said. They cared for the twins, fed them, bathed them, and put them to sleep. Not once did they complain. When I finally returned home, weak but healing, I found my apartment clean, my fridge full, and my children happy. My mother hugged me tightly. I'm sorry, she whispered, we were wrong. But what I remember most is Grandpa's face that day in the living room, calm, strong, and full of love. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't insult anyone. He simply reminded everyone what family truly means. And in that moment, I realized something powerful. Sometimes the oldest voice in the room carries the strongest truth.